Before GDCP, I was just a student who chose to study graphic design at postgraduate level because I liked graphic design. When I first came into contact with the graphic design, I often felt that I only had a love for the subject but no talent, and it always took me a lot of time to produce a passable but unsatisfactory work. I began to reflect on the reasons for this. Was it because of my lack of professional ability? Is it because I am not talented? Or was I simply not cut out for graphic design? This, combined with the stress and negativity in my life, made me more and more anxious. In a state of anxiety, I was unable to produce work that would satisfy me. I was in a constant state of denial and didn't have the confidence that I could make good designs. That was until things turned around when I moved to the UK and started the GDCP. In my initial designs, I was always limited by the rules and regulations and was not able to design creatively and freely, which is probably due to my personality and upbringing. In my upbringing, I was always passive about learning. I would learn whatever the school asked me to learn. I couldn't even judge whether the content was suitable for me or not. I just knew I needed to learn. I seemed to be used to this pattern, but the truth is that I didn't find what I really wanted or even knew what I wanted in the process of being tied down, and I needed to get out of this circle of conditioning and find my true self. One of my hobbies is to see exhibitions and museums. I think history brings me experience and allows me to witness the development of design. I always get different inspirations from the exhibitions of different artists. But instead of inspiration, I prefer to become a collector. My brain is the warehouse and my eyes are the shelves. Every time I see an exhibition, I want to incorporate it into my storehouse. When I need it, I can take it out and refer to it. I was particularly attracted by the technological and absurdist works. I was impressed by an immersive exhibition where masterpieces by Van Gogh, Monet, Dalí and many other painters were exhibited in the form of projections with a soundtrack, and there was even interaction. I was able to experience the paintings through a combination of seeing and hearing them, which was very different from browsing through them in a museum. This is a testament to how technology can serve humanity. There is also David Altmejd's portrait head, an absurd but interesting combination of human and animal busts, which shows the other side of the artist, using this absurd form to express different aspects of his personality. It reminds me that there are 1,000 ways to express oneself in the world, and because of one's own understanding and expression, each way is interesting and unique. In the design process, I always try to pursue perfection and revise over and over again, but in reality, it is an excessive waste of time and self-exhaustion. But the design process itself is a learning experience, and the pursuit of perfection is a high demand on myself. While studying the module discipline and autonomy, I learnt that design is about translating feelings into something practical. As Japanese graphic designer Kenya Hara said, there could be a million different views and ways of feeling about the world, and as long as we can subconsciously apply those views and ways of feeling to our everyday lives, that's design. What is felt is always true. But for me, the work never seems to be as perfect as I think it should be, because I'm always evolving, and my previous work doesn't seem perfect to me now, but it's also what makes me a better person now. So I went from, I might not be able to do it, to, I can try to do it. Tightening up does not make for good results, only relaxation makes for a better presentation. So I've gone from, I'm not going to sleep until I've finished, to, I'll probably get it done quicker if I sleep. This is what I have realized and wanted to pursue after studying and living. Previously I was following a set design sequence, but then I realized that design is actually very flexible. You can use it in any way you want to achieve your goal. Of course, the process is important too. Often in the learning process, the process is more important than the outcome. In the future, I need to do more experimentation to find areas that I like and that suit me. The results often creep up in the experimentation. This is also the idea I got after GDCP. I want to experiment with more forms of expression, and after my first letterpress workshop, I think I can experiment not only with print workshops, but also with photography workshops. Experimenting in many ways will allow me to find areas that suit or interest me, and never get stuck in the status quo because I need to push myself more. I want to be more creative, and because I don't have enough experience, my creativity is lacking. I remember the little game that Harriet taught me last term to exercise my imagination, drawing random lines and then imagining something interesting to draw based on that, which I found very interesting and useful. I need to collect more. I want to turn more of what I want into what I have. At this point, I would like to say that it has been a challenging course that has not only transformed my mind, but also enhanced my learning and life in general. Thank you GDCP, and thank you to myself.